Thursday's first video for you is the first news stories from Somaliland. Journalists arrested in Somaliland in recent days. Now, Office of the Attorney General in Somaliland is going to charge an individual with insulting Ismail Omar, Djibouti's president. Second news story is about a smuggler, an Eritrean human trafficker who is seen as godfather of human trafficking in East Africa, in Libya, Ethiopia, Eritrea. He is in prison in Sudan. A third news story is about commission which is charged for transfer of cash to the people of Tigray. Several agents are working in neighboring areas close to Tigray borders. 50% commission was being charged for transfer of money into Tigray. Now, reportedly, the commission has decreased. What is happening there? Is it due to some government action? Why is that now less commission is being charged for transfer of cash into Tigray? Lastly, viewers, very important news story. A news source is claiming that dozens of Ethiopian tanks have been seen offloaded in a town close to Ethiopia-Eritrea border. The town is right on Ethiopia-Eritrea border. Why is that these tanks have been seen there so close to Eritrea border? Firstly, viewers, first news story is from Somaliland, self-declared country. People say, Sajid, some say, Sajid, don't say self-declared. And some say, Sajid, you should not cover Somaliland. It's part of Somalia. Say Somalia. I will cover whatever is happening in the Horn of Africa. For me, Somaliland is a self-declared country. Internationally, it's part of Somalia. Somaliland has not been recognized by any country. That is why we say it's self-declared country. Even no neighboring country has recognized Somaliland as a country. We know that journalists have been arrested, several of them in recent weeks in Somaliland. Last month, I think more than a dozen were arrested in Hargeisa when prison riots broke out there. And regarding the coverage of prison riots, more than a dozen were arrested. Then 2 days ago, 4 journalists were arrested in a town which was being visited by Musi Bayabdi, Somaliland's president. And now we have received information about an individual who is being charged with insulting Ismail Omar, Djibouti's president. And Djibouti's Office of Attorney General has confirmed that this person is being charged with this offense, this crime. Name of the accused is Are Suleiman. Are Suleiman, you can see his picture on your screen. He is being charged with insulting Ismail Omar, and it is being said that he made short videos making fun of Ismail Omar. So that is what is the situation of press freedom, freedom of expression in Somaliland. A few weeks ago, a comedian was arrested and it was said that he made fun of Musi Bayabdi in hysterical videos. Now another one has been arrested. He's being charged with making fun of with insulting rather Ismail Omar, Djibouti's president. It seems that press freedom, freedom of expression, freedom to speak in Somaliland is facing serious problems. Musi Bayabdi government is not happy with criticism, especially personal criticism. I think Somaliland should do better. The country takes pride in being a democratic country with democratic norms, and it presents its democratic credentials to the world, its elections, that it deserves recognition. But if such actions keep on happening against journalists, against comedians, it means that press freedom, freedom of expression in Somaliland are facing problems. Second news story is about an Eritrean smuggler who is in prison in Khartoum, Sudan. A journalist broke this news, yours. The journalist says that the man who is the ringleader, who is the godfather of human trafficking in this region, Horn of Africa, Eastern Africa, Libya, is in prison in Sudan. But he was arrested in connection with smuggling of cannabis. So, and he is in prison, but he is not being charged with the main offense which he has been committing for years. He has been involved in human trafficking. He has links in Ethiopia, in Eritrea, in Sudan, especially in Sudan. He has close ties with top Sudanese government officials. And though he is Eritrean, he is from Eritrea, but he has multiple citizenship, multiple passports now. He has reportedly Ethiopian, Eritrean, and other passports, but basically he's from Eritrea. I contacted the journalist and I asked the journalist about name, detail of the smuggler. He did not share it. He said that he was not in a position to disclose more than this. Only thing which he said he was in a position to disclose was that the smuggler was in prison, and he shared a message to the international community, to EU, that this person should not be allowed to come out of prison, and Sudanese government should investigate him for human trafficking, which he is leading, which he is the main ringleader of in Eastern Africa. We know that Eritreans, Ethiopians, especially Eritreans, they have been looted, they have been abused by human traffickers. Eritreans, Ethiopians who want to leave the country, especially Eritreans. 2 days ago, I shared in a clip a documentary, Escaping Eritrea, which won an award a few days ago, and that documentary was about the hard time which an Eritrean faced when he decided to flee Eritrea. How he was tortured, abused by human traffickers, smugglers, was portrayed by that documentary. So, human trafficking is a serious issue in this region, and the man who is behind this crime, who has been one of the main criminals, is in prison. If he is charged with just smuggling of cannabis, he could be out of prison. But if he is charged for what he has been doing, then perhaps there could be an end to the plight of those who want to settle in other countries and who want to flee Ethiopia. Thirdly, viewers, we know that since November 2020, when Tigray war broke out, Tigray has been under a siege. Cash is not allowed to enter Tigray. Even aid agencies are allowed limited cash to take along into Tigray. But several networks, several agents are operating in Tigray, Afar, Tigray, Amhara border areas. Through these agents, people can send cash, can send money to the people of Tigray, And these agents, these networks charge commission, and sometimes it's 50% of the amount sent into Tigray. So it was too much. It was injustice that 50% of the amount was being charged as commission by these agents. It started when people of Tigray started traveling to Alamata, because in Alamata, in some parts of Alamata, some mobile communication networks were available, especially in neighboring areas. Though here again, people were being charged for making calls, and charges were very high. Then started this network of transfer of money into Tigray, and in border areas, these agents they started their work. The commission has dropped now to 25%, a news source reported today. Ethiopian government has been taking some actions. It has arrested some agents involved in silver smuggling, in other smuggling, in Afar, Samra, and in Kobo, close to Tigray border. That is why it has declined, perhaps. Oh, secondly, now there are lots of agents, lots of networks operating in border areas. That is why now 25% of the total amount is being charged as commission for transfer of cash into Tigray. Still, it's very high. It's too much. 25% of the total cash is being charged as commission. That's unfair. The Ethiopian government should take more action. If it's due to action by the government, people in Tigray are in need of cash. It's legal. It's not smuggling. If legally someone wants to send money to the people of Tigray, I think he should be allowed to send it through banking channels. Though there are hopes that in coming days there could be resumption of banking service, resumption of communication networks in Tigray. Talks are underway. Some understandings have been reached, but now almost on daily basis we see new issues. Tigray does not want to negotiate in Tanzania. It wants to negotiate in Nairobi only. So this new issue has emerged. Then Tigray yesterday shared 5 red lines that it will not negotiate on these 5 points. So several new issues are emerging. There were hopes that in coming days there would be resumption of basic services like banking, etc. But now new issues are emerging. Let's see, maybe in coming days there could be resumption of banking and communication networks in Tigray. Lastly, viewers, another news story about Eritrea, Ethiopia border. According to a source, dozens of Ethiopian tanks have been seen offloaded in a town close to Eritrean border. Where is this town located? Why were the tanks offloaded there? Is it a threat to Eritrea from Ethiopia? The town is Bore, viewers. You can see Bore on this map. Bore is in a far region. It's on a far Eritrea border. How did the tanks arrive in Bore? Some sources say that the tanks arrived in Djibouti. From Djibouti, the tanks were taken by sea to Assab port. And then from Assab, the tanks traveled overland into Afar, and they were offloaded in Bore town. Is it an indication that Ethiopian government is planning to use Assab port, or is it just a sort of threat from Ethiopia that it can reclaim Assab port. More than one source is confirmed that Ethiopian tanks have been seen in Bore town. How did the tanks arrive in Bore? Here, there are different accounts. Some say Ethiopian National Defense Force has deployed these tanks. And some say they traveled from Djibouti to Assab and then from Assab into Afar. It's not clear what is the purpose of this deployment. Is Ethiopia using Assab port? From Djibouti, the tanks could have easily be taken to anywhere in Ethiopia via Ethiopia-Djibouti road or Ethiopia-Djibouti railway link as well. Why is that this Assab route is being used? It's not clear so far for me. So maybe in coming videos I'll try to update you. Thank you for watching.